The trenches, where games aren't just played, they're conquered. Where bodies collide with the force of two pickup trucks at full throttle. Every snap is war. Every rep is survival. Their mission? Erase the man across from you, by any means necessary. The spotlight rarely hits them, but they don't care. They live in the chaos. They thrive in violence. They carry the weight of an entire team, dragging victory out of the mud with their bare hands. This is Trench Talk. Welcome back into Trench Talk, ladies and gentlemen, on Nickel City Mafia. This is following the Bills' Week 2 blowout victory over the New York Jets. A little bit of a spoiler alert. Both the O and D line did absolutely outstanding. A lot of great things to talk about. But as we always do beforehand, make sure you like and subscribe to Nickel City Mafia. Tune into all the shows. A lot of them will be coming out shortly. Don't forget, there's a pregame show. Usually it's on Saturdays, give or take, if we have a like a Thursday night game or what have you. We're actually thinking about moving it to Friday. So let us know in the comments if you think Friday is a better day for the pregame. And then, of course, you got the rush hour with Jake and Mike. They always do awesome jobs, so make sure you tune into that for the postgame. But the reason why you're here is to talk about the trenches. So we're going to start it off with the offensive line, starting with Deion Dawkins. An 80 overall offensive grade. So if it's like 79.8, I round up. So that's why if you see like 80, 68, something like that, it's just because I rounded up. 80 offensive grade, 76.3 pass blocking, 78.2 run blocking, no hits, no sacks, one hurry, no flags, one total pressure. Man, just overall outstanding. This is what you expect from Deion every single week because he's that good in every single aspect. A lot of good pull blocks in the run blocking game. Did a great job with these speedy edge rushers for the Jets. Solid, can't complain at all. Now moving to David Edwards, 52.1 offensive grade, 74 pass blocking, 47 run blocking, 0 sacks, 0 hits, 1 hurry, no flags, 1 total pressure. So there was one play where it was in the big first half where I seen Quinton Williams just went right through, wasn't even touched. That was on Edwards, but it seemed he assumed that Deion had his help, but that wasn't what was going on in that play. Deion had the guy on the left side, and Edwards should have took Quinton Williams and then maybe moved off of him and helped McGovern. He shouldn't have just passed him off right away. That wasn't what was supposed to be done, as you could tell by what happened. And it led to a pressure and an errant throw where Josh missed Kincaid in the end zone. It could have been a touchdown. Some good in the run blocking as well, a couple missed plays. But again, as I always preach, especially an offensive line, you're not going to win every rep. But overall, solid day. Nice bounce back for him. Now McGovern, 70.3 offensive grade, 54 pass blocking, 73 run blocking, no sacks, 1 hit, no hurries, 1 total pressure, no flags. So the flags being down is awesome. There was one play on McGovern's hit where he just completely got beat across the body, had bad hand placement, no anchor, no base, nothing, no way to come back and win the rep, and it equaled a bad play. Again, at the end of the day, really solid overall, but there's going to be a play here and there where you can't win them all. Now Cyrus Torrence, he was the leader in pressures last week, but he came back with a 64.3 offensive grade, 69.4 pass blocking, 61 run blocking, 0 everything, no sacks, no hits, no hurries, no flags, no pressures. Now that's what I call a bounce back day. He had 5 hurries last week, nothing this week. Man, I really encourage everybody, not that he's the best one, but whenever there's a huge run to that side, just watch. He does such an amazing job sealing off the block. He does a great job at reach blocks where Cook can then make a path towards the gap, and then Brown does a great job as well. But just watch Torrence, like on plays that are designed to that side. Man, he's just an animal. He's really fun to watch. A lot of great reps in the run blocking, great pass blocking reps, one-on-one with Quinnen Williams, one-on-one with Horrible Harry. Again, he's not the best pass rusher, but he's a great D tackle, and he just did a phenomenal job. Now Spencer Brown, according to PFF, had the worst day stat-wise. 73.4 offensive grade, solid, really good actually. 54 pass blocking, not so good, and 81 run blocking, which is absolutely excellent. No sacks, no hits, 3 hurries, 3 total pressures, no flags. So PFF totaled 6 pressures. Now PFR isn't completely uploaded yet, but they only counted the sack so far as a pressure. But none of the sack wasn't accredited to the offensive line, because if you watch that play, McGovern was engaged in the block, and then instead of, it was after 3 seconds, and after Allen, instead of rolling out, he decided to run forward. McGovern doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, so the defensive lineman doing what he's supposed to do has his eyes in the backfield, sees Josh coming, gets his hand on him. Now, if McGovern continued the block, that'd be a holding. So again, Allen went down, so that was a credited sack to Allen. But PFR only had that one so far, didn't have the rest of it because it's not uploaded yet. But Sean counted 3. I counted 1 for McGovern, 1 for Edwards, and 1 for Brown. The PFF had 3 for Brown, 1 for McGovern, 1 for Edwards, and 1 for Dawkins. But overall, very solid day. Pressure percentage was really low. And I like I said last week, they did really solid last week too. Wasn't their best performance, but it wasn't bad. And this was an excellent performance overall. Jets are a really good front, and I'm really happy with what they did. Now going into week 2, Miami's got a really good front 7, so that's going to be another challenge. But I expect, as they always have been, continuing to get better every week. They've been a top 5 unit the past 2 years. Now let's get to that top 1 or top 3. I mean, they were probably 3 last year. But also what I want to start doing is mentioning where PFF ranks them going into the next week. So going into week 1, they had them ranked 3rd. And then going into week 2, they stayed at 3rd. So it'll be interesting to see where PFF has them going into week 3. They'll probably put that out tomorrow. So we'll talk about it on the next show. But overall, give the offensive line an A. Yeah, just an A. Not an A minus, not an A plus, A. Now we're going to go to the defense. Man, a lot of people showed out this week. So in the absence of Ed Oliver, Zion Loud was called up. And we're not going to talk about him first, but that's going to be the only difference as per normal. Oliver out, Loud in. We'll see what happens on Thursday. But starting with Greg Rousseau, 77 overall grade, 73.3 pass rush, 65 run defense. He had a half a sack, no tackles, no hits, no hurries, 1 pressure, no run stops. So obviously didn't show up a lot in the stat sheet, but he was definitely winning some reps, sealing the edge off good, winning some pass blocking reps. But just didn't equal the pressures this game. But overall, it was solid. Wasn't great, but wasn't bad at all. Daquan Jones, 74 overall, 72.1 pass rush, 64 run defense, 1 sack. That sack, it wasn't like a legit, like in the backfield run and rip him down. He chased, which is still, it still counts as a sack, don't get me wrong, but this might actually even be harder. He had to chase Tyrod Taylor down, and Tyrod ran out of bounds before the line of scrimmage. That's still a sack because it was behind the line of scrimmage, and Daquan forced him out of bounds. No tackles, no hits, no hurries, 1 pressure, no stops. But again, great job controlling the line of scrimmage, great job eating up blocks, and it's amazing what the linebackers and safeties can do when they're not afraid to tackle a running back. You just saw how they fired into the gaps, fired into the holes, and then everything looked good. But now the same thing happens last week, but they're afraid to tackle in the linebacker crew and in the safety room. So you see a big difference in that, but the D-line still did a great job. Now, Joey Bosa, man, I was so excited about bringing him here. I know everyone's worried about his health, but he's healthy now, so let's enjoy it. 96 overall grade on defense. 97 pass rush grade. Insane. 54 run defense. 1 sack, which was a strip sack. No tackles, 1 hit, 5 hurries, 7 total pressures, 2 forced fumbles. Man, what a day. Solomon had a 50 overall grade, 55 pass rush, 52 run defense, no sacks, no hits, no tackles, 2 hurries, 2 pressures, no run stops. Again, I expect a little bit more from him, but he had a few good reps. I mean, nobody did awful where it stuck out where I was like, I mean, there might be one play from somebody that we'll get to, but overall, everyone did pretty solid. Now Walker actually got the start in Fred Oliver, not Sanders or Zion Logue. So not bad. 55 overall, 59 pass rush, 55 run defense, 2 tackles, no sacks, no hits, no hurries, no pressures, and 3 run stops, which is pretty cool, pretty good. One thing I noticed about watching the tape on Walker, there was a couple plays where he got moved, but majority of the time he was hard to move. Double teams couldn't even move him off his spot. A fantastic job eating up blocks and moving the line of scrimmage and controlling it. Now Zion Loud, the guy that stepped in for, got called up in Ed Oliver's absence. 71 defensive grade, really good. 69.1 pass rush, 62 run defense, no tackles, 1 sack, no hits, no hurries, 1 pressure, no stops, and he had a pass deflection. So get called up, immediately makes an impact. Love to see that. AJ Epinesa, he had a rough week last week, but he definitely had a bounce back. He had a 67.4 grade, 60.6 pass rush grade, 57 run defense grade, no tackles, no sacks, 1 hit, 3 hurries, 4 pressures. Solid day for a backup defensive end. Definitely needed a day like that, but fantastic job for him. And to round it all off, Sanders, I say not bad, definitely better than last week, but may have been the worst one again. But again, nobody was really bad, so it's not a knock on him. It's just I think out of everybody, he might have been the least good out of everyone. He had a 54.1 overall grade, 47 pass rush, 67 run defense, 1 tackle. It was an assist, but I gave him the 1 tackle. No sacks, no hits, 3 hurries, 3 pressures, no stops. You definitely notice him more this week. Still a lot of work to do. I think it was telling that he wasn't starting over Walker, but got a lot of play, a lot of tape that was better than last week. So it's definitely a building block. And again, I don't expect him to come out and be the best on the field. But a lot of good things, some good pressure, obviously with 3 hurries. Won some pass blocking reps clearly, and definitely won some run blocking snaps as well. So gotta give it to him there. So for the defense, another A. A's across the board this week. I know it wasn't the best opponent, but they have a good front, and they had a pretty good offensive line based off of week 1. And they have a lot of good young talent on that line. Joe Tippmann, who we like, the 2 tackles they drafted, who are very good. And then, their center is different because Elijah Ray Tucker got hurt. But overall, it's solid. Definitely trending in the right direction offensive line. So I think that's a fantastic week, especially after what happened to week 1 with the defense. Total tone setter, total bounce back. And I'm looking forward to see what we do versus Miami. See you guys next time. Go Bills and take care.